All right, guys. So it's Monday. I'm actually out here on a Monday. Wow. Um, I got this book for the Turbo 400. Yes, we are going to be rebuilding the 400. I've never done a 400. Everybody says it's easier than the Turbo 350. I'm very comfortable with the Turbo 350, so I assume that the 400 will somewhat be easier. So we'll see. So either way, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start kind of cleaning the block. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the cylinders, clean the lifter bores, the cam bearings. Going to just brush everything down, and then you can see the oil restrictors in here. When people talk about oil restrictors, that's what they're talking about. So I'm going to clean the block out as much as I can, because the last step of the block cleaning will include me removing the plugs out of the end here and spraying with the siphon feed blowgun those galleries so that everything comes out of the back or through the lifter bores, and then clean the lifter bores one last time. So yeah, today I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of basic cleaning and nothing crazy. So today I was talking with my buddy JJ, and I can actually show you guys here. So as you can see, the opening on the rear main cap and this opening here are two different sizes. Now this shape here had a crank scraper. This one here, is it upside down? God damn it, I'm doing this as I'm like watching it, so like I'm trying to figure this out. Here we go. So you could see that oil will only flow so much between these two if you've limited the pickup to about 50% of it, if you really look at it. So I'm gonna go ahead and scribe this and then take it into work. Since we have like an endless supply of air, I'm gonna fucking try to crank this thing out like at the end of the day. And just, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna go as crazy as some people do to go in there really, really deep. I think it will be important to get some flow through there. So I am going to open it up to the point where we're going to be at least getting more flow through there. And you can see it's not exact. So like, if you look at this passage here, it's not as, it cuts off somewhere like here from the looks of it. So again, I got some Prussian blue, and I think that's what I'm going to do. Put it down, mark exactly how much I need to remove, and then do that. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And then for now, I'm going to get to cleaning this, and then I'll show you guys what else I got going on. I brought a bunch of my tools back down here from the shop that I had. And for now, I'm going to have to make do and use the measuring tools that I have, because instead of buying new ones, I had to buy rocker arms and bearings, and I had to pay for the balancer, which I still have to actually pay for both of those things, but the money set aside for that, so that's already been spent. And the money that I was going to use for my micrometers and stuff, I spent on parts. So I'm going to go ahead and just use what I got. I've used it in the past, no problems. They check out. For now, that's what I'm going to use. So, I'll let you go. Alright guys, so before I go any further, I want to show you guys how clean this thing came out. The grime and grit and shit that was all over this engine really cleaned up really well. And, this is black paint here. All the grease on the top ledge here by the oil fitting adapter cleaned up really well. You can see the front here is down to cast. Even the back area, I said, fuck it, I cleaned it up. Nice and clean. So, yeah, I'm really happy. This thing's actually, like, really, really clean. Next step is I'm going to hone it. And this isn't a hone to size here. This is strictly a hone for ring seal. So I got cast iron rings. I'm not using like plasma moly rings or moly faced rings. So a 320 finish, which is the dingle ball hone here, is going to be perfect for this. And so that's what I'm going to do next. And I'll show you guys how that's done in a little bit here. And I'm going to do a couple, and then I'll do the last one. I'll show you guys how to do it. All right, so I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see, but you could see the surface there. We got a nice crosshatch. It's hard to see the angles of it, but you want them to be like crossing each other. And I think you can see it more on this one. It's just, I guess, a matter of the camera. But here you could see a definite difference between these two cylinders, right? Here you have one that's glazed over and it's ran for a while. And here we did a hone. We cleaned up some of that glazing. We gave it a new surface for our rings. Now, here's the first fuck it point of this build that I have officially hit. 2 of the cylinders on this engine have minor pitting. And I'm just going to live with it because this engine blew a head gasket and it probably got shoved and it sat with water in there. And, you know, it is what it is. And we're going to have to, you know, just see what happens. But at this point, yeah, there's 2 cylinders that got some pitting. Not huge, but it left a little bit of a rough surface on the cylinder wall, which for cylinder ring wear, it's not the greatest. But this isn't going to be, you know, an engine that is going to live to see, you know, even 10,000 miles. Like, we're going to beat the crap out of it, and then it just might be a backup for my olds once we're done with it. So for now, that's the first fuck it variable thrown into the scenario here. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic. I usually just use a squirt bottle, put a little oil in there, and you usually want like long strokes so that the overlap on the crosshatch is right. Wipe it down here a little bit. That was a quick one, but you'll see how quick this really works. You don't need a whole lot. You can see how we knocked off some of that shine before if you compare it. Let me just spray it down a little bit and use a cleaner rag to clean it. But you can see that, how quick that worked. You know, we got a nice fresh pattern in there, at least for our rings to somewhat seat if we have a fighting chance at this. But like I said, 2 cylinders out of the 8 have some minor pitting. I've ran with shit like that in the past and never had issues, but we will see. So I think that's pretty much it for today. I'm going to fog a little bit of oil on the cylinder walls and on the gallery areas because this stuff is I just sprayed this down with a little bit of kerosene. Now, another thing I may have not talked about was when you're wiping down your engine, you don't want to use anything that will leave lint behind. What you guys see me using here, this is an old t-shirt. Stuff like this doesn't really leave lint behind like shop rags do. This is woven pretty tight and it doesn't leave anything behind. So I like to use old t-shirts to wipe down engine parts because it doesn't leave anything behind. I'm just drying everything off. And then once everything is kind of dry, you go ahead and you can hit it with some compressed air and blow whatever little debris could possibly be left behind by this, but it's not going to be much. It's not like your shop rags. If you grabbed the regular red shop rag and wiped it down, you would leave a trail of lint behind it. So you got to really pick your rags good on a job like this. And for me, I have a bag over there full of cut up t-shirts that my wife cut up for me. So I think that's it for today. I'm really happy. This engine's turning out really great. Besides that one little, you know, fuck it moment with the pits, I think we'll be all right. This motor has lived a long time and it hasn't failed yet, really. I think the blown head gasket was a user error. But this engine has seen quite the life, like I mentioned before. So I'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe. You know, I like the positive feedback. I hope that you guys are finding this somewhat not only entertaining, but educational. Because, you know, we're all about learning here. And, you know, we're going to be building our first Turbo 400, and we'll do that as well. You guys have that. I have that other video from over the winter with the Turbo 350. So I'll let you guys go.